Millions woke up to an ugly scene this morning on the East Coast.
And an inside look at the aftermath of a Bowling Green attack.
And here across South Central Kentucky, we're experiencing some of the remnants of post-tropical cyclone Sandy. I'll tell you how much of Sandy is going to be impacting our area coming up in your forecast.
The engines are finally revving up again in one industry.
This is News Channel 12.
This is News Channel 12 live at 6, where commitment makes the difference.
After a long night, millions woke up to the ugly aftermath of Superstorm Sandy. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Soule.
And I'm Jackie Powell. Thanks for joining us. For many, the recovery process in the aftermath of Sandy could be slow and costly. Renee Marsh is reporting from Asbury Park on the hard-hit Jersey Shore.
Millions without power Tuesday morning, and daylight revealed billions of dollars in damage and a trail of destruction stretching across hundreds of miles. It's the aftermath of Sandy's hit Monday night. The storm did major damage to the New York area, setting storm surge records in lower Manhattan and swamping beachfronts on both sides of Long Island. A number of New York subway system tunnels flooded overnight, with officials saying it could take anywhere from 14 hours to 4 days to remove the water. Nearly 200 New York City firefighters also had to battle a blaze in one of the hardest hit areas of Queens. Here in New Jersey, beachfront towns took a pounding. The streets of Atlantic City evacuated but swollen with water.
I have not been able to tour my state yet and even get a handle on it, but what I'm expecting I'm going to see is a devastated Jersey Shore, and that's going to be extraordinarily expensive to fix.
And the Northeast isn't completely out of Sandy's grip, meaning most recovery can't begin just yet.
This is not over. We still have more weather to deal with. Hopefully, people will be able to stay safe until we can get to the other side of the storm.
Post-Sandy, there are some 2.3 million people right here in New Jersey who still do not have power. And New Jersey's Governor Chris Christie says he is nowhere close to allowing people back on the Jersey Shore. Reporting in Asbury Park, New Jersey, I'm Renee Marsh.
One WKU student has felt the impacts of Sandy more than she'd expected. Taylor Sang went to Charlottesville, Virginia this past weekend and ended up getting stranded there when her flight was canceled.
We kind of stayed in the apartment all day, just trying to catch up on studying. The only time we've been out was to get Chinese takeout, and they didn't seem too worried about it. But I think people get more worried as more rain and more wind starts coming in. So no one's been evacuated. We still have power, thank goodness. My boyfriend goes to UVA, and they never cancel school, but they canceled school today and tomorrow. And I know all the public schools in Albemarle County have been canceled. So I guess it's pretty serious considering that a school that never canceled school.
Even though Sang never lost power, almost 8 million people remain without power on the East Coast. The airport in Charlottesville has reopened, and when we talked to Sang earlier this afternoon, her flight back to Nashville was on schedule. Sandy's also hitting close to home. Governor Steve Beshear is declaring a state of emergency. The superstorm is dumping snow throughout eastern Kentucky. Beshear has signed an executive order expediting the transportation of emergency supplies to storm victims.
Trent Bedding held its 6th annual Mattress Chuck event this past Saturday. Participants of all ages signed up to throw mattresses across the parking lot of Trent Bedding for a local charity.
Annual Mattress Chuck event for the Red Cross. We're doing it for our local Red Cross. It's all the money raised today stays in our community. They actually service over 213,000 people in our local area, and all the money raised stays here.
Even Mayor Bruce Wilkerson came out again this year to chuck a mattress for the cause. WKU's Relay for Life was held this past weekend at Houchins Smith Stadium. This was the first time it was held in the fall. The event brought out various student organizations, but was cut short due to rain. But that didn't tarnish the spirits of students and their reasons to fight through the weather and continue to relay.
I am relaying for my mom, who is a breast cancer survivor of 2 years.
I relay for Jack Hayes. He's a family friend who's in his second stage of chemotherapy and is in the recovery stage now.
I'm relaying for my dad, who's a 2-year cancer survivor.
I'm relaying for my grandfather, Cecil Humphreys.
I'm relaying for my wonderful mother, Donya Gardner.
Relay for Life has raised $14,000 in the last 16 weeks. All proceeds go towards the American Cancer Society.
2 preschool students are dead after a school bus crashed into a tree in Carroll County, Kentucky. The bus rolled onto its side and broke into pieces when it was taking students home on Monday. Police say 9 children and 2 adults were on board, and that at least 4 of those kids and 1 adult were hurt in the crash. Officials are unsure what caused the accident. A freight train carrying chemicals derailed in northern Kentucky Monday. Officials say there were 30 cars on the train and 8 of them derailed. 1 car spilled its chemicals. Reports of strong odors prompted officials to issue a Level 3 hazmat declaration. Everyone in a 2-mile radius was evacuated, but no injuries or deaths have been reported so far. Dixie Highway was closed all day today and is likely to be closed into tomorrow.
Police arrested Joshua Travis a couple weeks ago after he went around banging on doors at the Garden Apartments in Bowling Green with an axe.
Residents of the complex are still shaken up. News Channel 12's TJ Parker tells us that it may have all stemmed from a mistake. TJ?
Jackie and John, witnesses said it seemed like it came straight out of a Halloween movie, but this was no trick, and they did whatever it took to keep their families safe.
My daughter asked me, she said, Mom, are we going to die tonight? I said, no.
Dying wasn't an option.
I didn't even raise the blind up. I just raised the window up and I pushed the blind out. I just threw them all out.
It was Crystal Hubbard's only option because the other way out at the front door was a man with an axe.
It was scary. He kept banging and they kept telling him to stop and he wouldn't stop.
Across the hall, Ruth Ann Bowling was with her grandson.
I'll tell you, it takes a lot to scare me, but let me tell you, this really scared me. And I was worried about the safety of my grandchild.
Bowling believes their door was attacked because the man, whom she'd never seen before, mistook their apartment for someone else's.
Why, I don't know.
As for Crystal Hubbard's family, her kids are still scared.
My son, he won't go to the bathroom by himself. I have to go with him. My son, he's terrified. He won't leave my side for nothing. At bedtime, I have to stay in there until he goes to sleep. Before I get up to go to the bathroom, he's up right underneath my butt.
A nightmare.
I don't think we'll ever forget it.
Apartment D won't wake up from. The ladies I talked to both said that they are considering moving out of the apartment complex. As for Joshua Travis, he has been charged with first-degree assault. He's currently being held in the Warren County Regional Jail. Live in the studio, TJ Parker, News Channel 12.
Thanks, TJ. Marcus Bagwell now joins us with a first look at our forecast. And today, Marcus, it was very, very windy.
That's right, John. It was very, very windy today. Here's a look at some of the wind speeds and directions. Most of our winds are coming from the north, which has made today much cooler than what it usually is for this time of year. We have northwest winds, 6 miles an hour coming out of Kansas City, 6 out of Memphis, 7 even out of Washington, D.C. at the current time. Closer to home, some of the wind gusts being reported. We had a 25-mile-an-hour wind gust reported in Bowling Green in the last hour, 8-mile-an-hour gusts currently in Cave City. So this is intermittent at times across our area, as you've seen as you've walked the hill today and been on campus and been around town. Here's a look at some of our current conditions now. 51 in Bowling Green, 51 also in Owensboro, but look off to the east in Lexington and in London, upper 30s, where they are experiencing some showers and even some snow showers even also being in that area as well. You can see radar and satellite, a lot of the cloud cover being over the area. It's going to be a chilly night tonight. Bundle up. 8 p.m. 47, and down at midnight we're going to be dropping down to 36 degrees. I'll be telling you more about Sandy's effects on us coming up.
Thanks, Marcus. Even though devastation hits the East Coast, one industry is cruising back from its hard hits. Next.
This financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Okay, I stole a cheeseburger once. I'm a dog.
Welcome to Fogels.
Beautiful, isn't it?
You expect options everywhere else. Why not with your medical treatment? Talk with your doctor to explore all your options and find what's right for you. Visit ahrq.gov.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
Both presidential campaign trails have slowed down because of Superstorm Sandy. Governor Romney canceled his campaign event in Wisconsin on Monday to make staff readily available for storm relief efforts. President Obama canceled events in Florida and Virginia to return to the White House to address the nation. Both campaigns are waiting to see how this might affect the election. The housing market is showing a positive upswing. The S&P Case-Shiller Price Index is showing the average price for a home has risen nearly 1% since August. This increase marks the 5th consecutive month of gains. New and existing home sales are getting stronger, and the inventory of homes for sale has fallen. All of these are great signs the housing market is recovering.
The automotive industry is also seeing a comeback after its hard-hitting fall. Chrysler reports third-quarter profits are up 80% since last year. The net income for the third quarter reached nearly $400 million, which almost doubles that of last year's third quarter. Chrysler believes it will reach roughly $1.5 billion in net income this year. And despite Ford losing nearly $500 million in Europe, strong U.S. profits have helped to balance out the quarter. 3 plants and 6,000 jobs will be taken from Europe by 2014 to help with losses. Overall, the company's next income has reached $1.6 billion for the year. And Toyota is topping the Consumer Report's latest reliability ranking. Also in the lead for top honors are Scion and Lexus.
After a windy day today, what can we expect for tomorrow? Marcus Bagwell has your Storm Center 12 forecast next.
And later in sports, a look at Taggart and the Tops and this week's opponent, the MTSU Blue Raiders.
My name is Fernanda. I'm the wife of a teacher. Budget cuts affected my husband's salary, so I'm picking up some part-time work. We're doing everything we can to make sure our kids eat today. Tomorrow, I just don't know. Fernanda, how'd I do?
Well, I usually fold the underwear first. I meant the acting, but good to know.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
My mama always said, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get.
Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my! Hakuna bina kantanda.
See where the good goes at goodgoes.org.
When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
Marcus Bagwell now joins us with a look at our weather. Marcus, last week we were wearing shorts. Today we're wearing coats and gloves. What's going on with this weather?
Yeah, it's turning more like fall across our area. Let's take a look at today's highs. 62 was our high today in Memphis. 55 also was our high today in Atlanta. Here in Bowling Green, we picked up to about 52 degrees as our high today. But look at Washington, D.C., 45 degrees as the effects of post-tropical cyclone Sandy has made impact over that area. Let's show some video from earlier today. Actually, this is from earlier today. This is along the Atlantic coastline up in the northeastern part of the United States. You can just see the heavy rainfall and lots of wind that has toppled over boats, lots of wave currents that are over that area. And so this storm system is still across that area, and that will continue to be there probably for about the next 24 hours or so before it eventually gets caught up into the jet stream and begins to move on off over the area. We are feeling the effects of Sandy here as well. Here's a look at current conditions right now. 51 currently here in Bowling Green. It feels like 48 degrees outside, so it's pretty chilly. Winds are northwest at 8 miles an hour. We have gusted to about 25 miles an hour of winds at times, so definitely if you're going to be out tonight, have a jacket with you. Our high today was 52 degrees. No precipitation fell today, and we are just under 3 inches of rainfall for this time of year. Here's a look at temperatures now across the region. 53 in Nashville. You can see the cooler temperatures off to the eastern parts of Kentucky and even parts of West Virginia. 36 even in Charleston, 38 in Nashville. Even in Charleston, West Virginia, they've experienced some wintry weather even associated with Sandy. And you can see this on the radar and satellite, a swirling area of low pressure over the area where Sandy has made landfall late yesterday evening, and continued bands of heavy showers and thunderstorms, heavy showers that is just over that area. We are seeing the cloud cover over their area move into our area, and that's going to be the case for the next 36 hours as we put this into motion. Tonight is going to be a very chilly night here in Bowling Green. As we put this into motion for you, heading on into tomorrow morning, we will see sunny skies begin to move into the area. It's still going to be a little cooler at times. We'll see some rain showers that will be staying off to our east with a wintry mix possible in the eastern half of the Kentucky area. And as we head on into Thursday morning, high pressure will begin to move back into the area, and we'll see our temperatures begin to warm up. Tonight's forecast, we're going to drop down to about 34 degrees under partly cloudy skies and chilly. Tomorrow, 55 with a mix of sun and clouds, and it's going to be windy. Here's a look at your 5-day forecast. Going to the game on Thursday, it's going to be nice, 59 degrees. Our next best chance of rain comes on Sunday with a 30% chance of rain. Back to you.
Thanks, Marcus. Well, over the weekend, WKU Smith Stadium hosted the Kentucky Music Educators Association Marching Band State Championships. 20 schools competed in the finals in 5 different divisions.
News Channel 12's Jenny Simon had the opportunity to take an inside look at one of the competitors. Jenny?
Thanks, Jackie and John. Schools competing in the KMEA Championships are divided based on school size. Williamstown High School was one of the smallest schools represented in the competition, but the band's last 11 appearances in the state championship has helped them continue to maintain a Kentucky music legacy.
We always want to ask ourselves what's something that is relevant to the audience, because we want to have a show that people want to see again. It's really important to us that there's an excitement factor to it and that it's a show that's entertaining. Getting to this point takes a lot of hard work from the students, the staff, the parents, the school. It is not easy. Any of the groups that are performing tonight have definitely sacrificed a lot, but it's definitely worth it. And I think they would tell you the camaraderie and the opportunities that come through this activity are absolutely worth what they've given up to be a part of it. Williamstown is a particularly young group. We only have 4 seniors. The majority of our band are freshmen or younger. So dealing with students that are that age and over this long a period of time takes careful management of their personalities. So it's a very fragile group, but I think that they've really came together strong and they relied on each other. I love getting to see them grow up, and seeing them become fine young men and women is really rewarding. And it's awesome that I'm passionate about music, and that's what we get to come together and do. I'm super excited to be a part of a group that has such a strong legacy in the state of Kentucky and known for such excellence in music. This is the 11th time in a row that they are a state finalist. They've been a state champion 5 times in their class. I think it's been a wonderful season, and I'm super proud of the kids, and I really have enjoyed it.
Williamstown placed 4th overall in the 1A class. This concluded the season for the group, but Pickrell says the time put into the performance has been well worth it. Live in the studio for News Channel 12, I'm Jenny Simon. Jackie?
Thanks, Jenny. Well, now Jason Martin joins us with a preview of sports.
Thanks, Jackie. After the break, we'll get you all set for MTSU on Thursday and look at the aftermath of one of the most horrific injuries in sports history.
There are so many fun things we all can do to be healthier, no matter who you are or where you are. So let's move.
Oh, here we go.
Let's stretch in the grass.
What a play.
Let's play tag.
Wow, unbelievable.
Let's jump up and down.
Oh, what a way to finish it.
And most of all, let's eat better so that we have the energy we need to play an hour a day, every day.
Everyone can play. Just go to letsmove.gov to learn more.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans.
These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids. Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green starts from the ground up, so make sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Test your home for the presence of radon. Go to epa.gov/radon.
Make it green, green, green.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone, but you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
We can all be energy savers. It's easy. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Learn more at energy.gov/kids.
Willie Taggart and the WKU football team improved their record to 6-2 after a 14-6 win over Florida International on Saturday in Miami. Running back Antonio Andrews led the way with 158 yards on the ground to go along with 1 touchdown. Defensively, Quantera Smith set the conference record with 5 sacks. He was 1 away from the all-time NCAA record held by former Louisville standout Elvis Dumervil. Smith was named Sun Belt Conference Defensive Player of the Week on Monday. The 6th win also officially made the Tops bowl eligible. ESPNU will be in Bowling Green on Thursday night as the Tops look for their 7th win against arch rival MTSU at Smith Stadium. The 5-3 Blue Raiders are fresh off a 38-21 victory over North Texas that saw QB Logan Kilgore throw for 349 yards and 3 touchdowns. Senior running back Benny Cunningham, the team's star player, rushed for 600 yards this year and scored 11 TDs, but he tore his patellar tendon 3 weeks ago and is out for the season. A huge loss for MTSU. The game kicks at 8:15 on Thursday. South Carolina Gamecock running back Marcus Lattimore suffered one of the worst injuries in sports history on Saturday against Tennessee. On a run to the left, the star ball carrier was hit in the knee by defensive back Eric Gordon. The diagnosis was a hyperextended right knee that caused substantial damage to multiple ligaments, but luckily the injury didn't result in arterial damage. A high school quarterback had to have his leg amputated last year after a similar injury. The state of South Carolina honored Lattimore yesterday.
Governor Haley has a proclamation that she asked me to read here today. Therefore, I, Nikki Haley, Governor of the great state of South Carolina, do hereby proclaim October 29th, 2012 as Marcus Lattimore Day throughout the state.
Today was Lattimore's 21st birthday. He has vowed to return to football, and speculation says he could sit out next year and potentially return in 2014. San Francisco Giants returned home to California yesterday after sweeping the Detroit Tigers and winning their second World Series in 3 years. The team was greeted by a throng of Giants fans as their bus made its way through the streets en route to AT&T Park. The official victory parade is set for Wednesday morning at 11 p.m. So a lot of things going on in sports, guys, but nothing bigger than Thursday night against MTSU.
So how important is this game?
5-3 Blue Raiders, 6-2 WKU. The Tops are bowl eligible, but this is our arch rival. This is a huge game.
Wow. Thanks, Jason.
Well, after the break, Marcus Bagwell joins us with a final look at our forecast. I can't talk. Cool.
Go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Well, I first started skating with my friend. He had an extra board, and then he just gave it to me, and I've been skating ever since. Well, when I don't learn a trick and I have my mind set on something, and I'm not getting what I want, I just keep going for it until I get it right. My mom, she didn't go to college, so she wants me to experience that whole thing, and so I could end up getting like a good job. I think to get into college, I'll have to be determined. Just like when I want to get a new trick, and skating's helped me realize I've got what it takes.
Trick-or-treaters will soon be wandering the streets searching for their favorite candies to bring home for Halloween. With costumes and candy stealing the spotlight tomorrow, News Channel 12's Chris Davis caught up with those searching for the holiday's most iconic symbol, the pumpkin.
For Halloween Eve and the big night tomorrow, the pumpkin will serve as a main attraction, just like a turkey for Thanksgiving or eggs for Easter. Many found their way to pumpkin patches in the area, such as Jackson's Orchard, to find the right pumpkin to use for Halloween. Tyler Bentley says he isn't wasting any time with his pumpkin.
Because we're going to take it and we're going to carve it at our house.
But not everyone sets out to decorate their own pumpkin. People like Shelby Simmons offers her own services to pumpkin hunters that like their pumpkins being painted for them.
Pumpkins that I'm painting this year, I've done a lot of monogram pumpkins. People like to do the pretty fall displays for their porch or for their yard. So they'll do their letters, like the lettering for their names. They might do their kids' names.
Size, color, and texture of pumpkins are crucial for decorating. However, those characteristics are also important to those who want to take the pumpkins home in a visual sense. Steve Boggs searched for pumpkins to photograph for his commercial selling, while Hannah Vincent and her husband made memories of their daughter's first fall season.
You know, pumpkins are just kind of part of, you know, when you think about fall, when you think about the season, it's just part of the season is, you know, the pumpkins, and a lot of people want to try and capture that feeling that you get. You know, the leaves are coming down, and pumpkins have always been a big part of that for everybody.
Over the next 48 hours, the pumpkin will be the centerpiece attraction for the holiday that always seems to consist of tricks or treats. But like all holidays, the pumpkin will fade away until the leaves begin to fall again next year. Now, regardless of how the pumpkin is used, you can see why it still remains an iconic symbol for Halloween. For News Channel 12, I'm Chris Davis.
Marcus Bagwell joins us with a final look at our forecast.
Well, John and Jackie, it's going to be a cold night tonight. Let's take a look at tonight's low. Tonight's low is going to drop down to about 34 degrees. Tomorrow will warm up just a little bit to a high of about 55 degrees. And then tomorrow night, if you're going out trick-or-treating, it's going to be cold. You might want to bundle up. Temperatures will be dropping to about 31 degrees. Here's a look at your 5-day forecast on Thursday. If you're going to the game, it's going to be a nice one. 59 for Thursday and then 38 on Thursday night. It's going to be a good weekend, y'all.
Sounds good. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for making News Channel 12 your source for news.
Have a good night.